next question that I have for you, I think some of you already mentioned it, no? But your experience as a courtside reporter, I'm sure you learned a lot of things, and we could certainly say that even your life after being a courtside reporter, marami kayong natutunan from that experience that you used or that helped you grow. So maybe some of you could share some of these things. Maybe start with Selina. Selina, very applicable sa'yo, but no, not just courtside reporting, other aspects of your life siguro.
Well, I think one of the lessons I really carried on with me was sometimes when God doesn't say yes to your prayers right away, it's not necessarily a no. Usually it's just maybe later or I have something better. I remember when before I got my break as Ateneo Courtside, I'd ask God, how come I'd only land print ads? Pang print ad lang ba ako? Yung mga uso pa dati, diba? So parang I was like, I wanted to do a lot of things. I also wanted to be talented on TV. It took a while. But then when God gave that break, tuloy-tuloy na. And then I understood why God said no to me in my previous attempts or my previous editions. And from the life of our athletes, parang I've learned and I've seen this, I've observed this, not just covering the Blue Eagles, but also even our national athletes, when I cover them in the Youth Olympics or in the Asian Games, the SEA Games, I noticed that the key to success is really to have a certain level of confidence that's backed up by a lot of hard work. You see these athletes, talagang grabe yung, they have a certain aura of assurance, a certain aura of confidence, of grit, and it's because it's backed up by a lot of hard work. And when they come in prepared, there's nothing that's impossible for them to do. And I noticed that I could apply that as well with my job. If like when I started covering quadrennial events or biennial events, I had to cover golf. I had to cover a bunch of other sports like penchak silat. I've never even heard of penchak silat before, and a bunch of sports fencing. Just a bunch of sports that I wasn't familiar with. But I put in the hard work. I tried to study as much as I could. I consulted coaches from those sports, and parang at the end of the day, God's really gonna help you pull it off if you put in the hard work.
Thanks, Selina, for that answer. Portia?
I think first and foremost, just go for it. Don't second guess yourself. As we already mentioned, we came into this not knowing everything. Ako nga, to a point, nothing talagang nothing technical about basketball. I knew how how the game is, etc. But yung technical stuff, oh my God, parang it took a while for me to really get the ropes of basketball and be able to communicate it well. It's just confidence lang talaga, cheesy, believe in yourself, I guess. And as long as you have a strong support system like your family and your friends, diba? Go for it, diba? Wala nang second guess. Just do it.
Nag-freeze na naman.
Nag-freeze na naman.
But
oh my God.
Pag kasi sobrang ganun ng answer, nag-freeze si coach.
Okay. My goodness, literally, where was I? Where were we? Sorry. Lalo tayo kay Portia.
Kami na, coach. Okay na. Yeah.
Kamae. Yes, Kamae. Thank you, Teacher Patty, for...
Ito, di ko kayo. Question mo, kinaraya ko.
Thank you.
Even I forgot. It's the learnings, no? Learnings.
Yes.
Two things. Discipline. I was just reminded of that. It was mentioned during this whole session that, primarily we are students. So parang it inculcated in me lang na, okay, I have to manage my time well, all of these things. And plus, before that nga, I was doing hosting na. So parang it was difficult. And on my senior year pa. So yeah, it was just challenged, and I just reminded myself, okay, I just have to make sure that I appropriate enough time for all of the tasks that I got myself into. That's one. Second, biggest takeaway ko talaga is being part of the Ateneo community. Even with when I moved into the corporate world, it kind of helped. kasi you'd see Atenistas like everywhere, especially in the corporate world. And when you talk to them and you talk about the, you know, the love for Ateneo, there's an immediate bond. So basically those two for me.
May wink.
Yeah.
Sorry, wait lang I'm still googling Inculcating.
Spelled out.
Sabi!
In India? Ano to?
Calculator na.
Ang galing! Ang
Brainy high?
galing!
Brainy high Brainy high. Patty, things you learned from your experience as a courtside reporter.
I loved all the answers of all the girls, and those are the things that I also carry with me even after 18 years. But I guess for me, the biggest takeaway would be to remember the people who helped you. I think your success is really also possible because you are surrounded by people that God has, assigned to be with you, to walk alongside you. So every time I remember about the wonderful experience with the Ateneo Blue Eagles and the UAAP, I remember each and every person that was patient with me and really encouraged me at the time. And so moving forward, I also carry that with me in helping other people also find their own success, that it would be
And for others.
yeah, if diba, pay it forward, like if other people help you, parang find ways to also prop other people and help other people find their success, find their dreams. And so, yeah, that's something that I really appreciated. And again, like what Kamae said, iba talaga yung Ateneo community, and to feel the love and the warmth of, fans and alumni and, teachers, even your fellow students. I think even now that I've been XX number of years out of college, those are still the best years that I still remember. And so, para na akong sirang plaka saying it to my kids, but it's something that I wish for them too. I genuinely wish that my children would also feel that same love and warmth of the Ateneo community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Inspiring talaga, Teacher Patty.
Right, teacher.
Inspirational. Oh.
I was thinking of it the whole time when everybody was talking, and pero same lang siya with Madame Patty. The most important lesson is to make sure that every person that you meet, I mean, in general, as a human being, you gotta be nice to them, because one way or another, your paths are gonna cross, and you learn something from them, and you want that in this lifetime. If there's something that you could do to be remembered by, or just to feel like you really did something apart from just existing, is just to be nice to anyone and everyone out there. I think we're learning that even more so during these unprecedented times, like to reflect on what it is to be human, what it is to be Magis, and what it means to be an Atenean across the school's borders. I think we're learning that again. It's a whole new education in these times, and I really feel like that it started with Courtside.
Ateneo.
Yes.
Our philo classes
Yeah.
and theo classes. We'd go through 3 theos and philos.
Tapos Tagalog na may ang
Sobra.
may meron.
Okay, my side story. So my boyfriend's not Atenista. And like when we go to gatherings, he'd be quiet. And I wish he understood.
Yes.
Like how passionate you'd get when you actually tell stories of not just basketball, like JG saw, like we had that Somol, sorry, Patty. But yung Rizal Live, like all of these areas.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, I wish he understood. Anyway.
No, it was so funny because my dad is super Atenean, and when we were kids, we lived down south, right? He would drive us over the weekend to just drive around Katipunan and reminisce. And so when we were kids, we're like, Dad's going through something. But I think being an Atenista, it just
Understood, right?
oh my gosh, like everything that my dad mentioned, and that was generations before. So I guess it's just heightened because, of course, we were blessed to be courtside reporters. But I guess as long as you're a student of Ateneo, there's just like this secret magic thing that we're all like